Damn these Biloxi blues, it happens every night.
Every night it happens. Does it happen every night?
I never met a riverboat dealer that could ever be a friend of mine.
What?
Nightly.
Nightly. It happens every night. Damn.
Leaves trouble on my mind. So I'm bidding
Y'all sing in the comments.
She
ain't gonna sing.
This highway does not know my name, and I don't care. No,
I don't even care. I care that y'all are here. This is awesome. Y'all popping up. I see all kind of low lifers that I recognize. I got all kind of monitors. I'm gonna be looking over here. I'm gonna be looking over here. Marissa, do you know the words to the song? She's not even listening. It's a white line gypsy.
Just a white line gypsy getting out of Mississippi.
You're not gonna sing. Low budget, actually live, and I said it on the Instagrams and the Facebooks that there would be indeed a special in-studio guest, and I think people were like, oh my gosh, is it gonna be Donald Trump? Is it gonna be Boyd Duckett? Is it gonna be, who's it gonna be? And I said, they ain't but one triple threat in the fishing industry, and here she is. She's back. She's back.
Not a single person said, I hope it's your wife that knows nothing about
There's already
fishing.
some triple threat comments coming in. We got 126,000 people on LBL already. What's up, guys? I'm trying to read through comments. We got a lot to talk about. It is Andrew Browning says MLF sucks. Just starting it out. Just, hey, to each their own. And what do you think about that, Marissa? You think MLF, the triple threat in the house? For those of you that don't know, because I feel like maybe, how long has it been since you have been on a low budget live, actually live, or just a low budget live?
I feel like a long time because there's a lot of lights.
There's a lot of lights. She goes, this stamp, she doesn't come out here to the bar and grill very often. And this is the podcast, by the way, for Monday, November the 13th. I had to think about that for a second, but this is a very live episode. And the triple threat was born. The name triple threat was born on a podcast before we did the video, right? Before we did all this, you gave yourself that name on a Halloween episode in like 2017-ish, something like that. Triple threat was born there. But I'm glad to have this lovely lady by my side tonight. We're going to outkick my coverage. Hey, Steve, listen, you know what? Let's just throw that one up there. Steve, that's I did indeed. I will give you that. Look at all this, and then look at this.
There must be filters. Are there filters that?
Yeah, she was like, I need a filter. I was like, girl, we got them lights. You looking good out here. But I hope everybody's doing well out there on a Monday. Y'all keep commenting. We're going to get to comments. I want this to be a fan interaction episode, low lifer interaction for sure. I haven't done this in a very long time, and obviously if you're new to the show in the last year or so, I used to do these a lot. It used to be live. We used to go live on Instagram in our living room. This is before OnlyFans, so we kept it PG. We used to do lives all the time, and that was where the show kind of came from. And then it got so much more serious, I think, at some point. Very serious. And I do love the recorded interviews, but man, I miss this, and I want to get back into this. And I think maybe in the coming year, there might be more time for this kind of stuff. Hopefully, with lots going on, moving and shaking in the Duncan world. Some big announcements coming tomorrow. I'm like Mike Iconell. That's what Pete told me on Bass University. I'm making announcements about announcements. But indeed, there will be an announcement tomorrow about some employment for next year with the traveling circus. So I appreciate all y'all too. I want to say this, and I'll get into this next week as well, is all the opportunities that I get in life are because of this show, really is. And it's because of the support of the triple threat and our awesome kids. So it's something I don't take for granted. And I told somebody yesterday, I remember when the phone didn't ring, and it rings more these days, and we're grateful for that. So thank y'all. Where's the peanut butter biscuit? I talked to James Watson today about some of these things we're going to get into. So first thing I want to get everybody's the college football sucks. Tennessee sucks. We're over it around here, right?
We are letting go.
Go Big Orange anyways, but it's just not fun being a Tennessee fan right now. And we just saw last night, you and I sitting around, that you can be terrible at your job. And I'm talking about Jimbo Fisher, a buyout of $76.8 million.
Fire me.
Fire me twice. Damn, fire me forever. Just keep on firing me. What do y'all think about that? Like, that's insane to me, right? Like, I just think the amount of money that floats around the world is kind of hard to grasp, because most of us, I'm assuming here and in the thread, you fight for every penny you get, no matter what you do in life. And when you hear, oh, we're going to give this guy $76 million because he didn't coach the football good enough. Like,
to go home. To just go
he
home.
Sucked at his job. Let's read some comments here. Bring on Big Blue Nation basketball. See, Tennessee's a basketball school now. Sorry, Kentucky. Sorry, Mark. 76 million. I would cry on national TV. Dude, let me tell you something. Let me pop this up here. I'm a one-man band, y'all. I like this. Doug Atkins says 76 million. I would cry on national TV. Buddy, let me just tell you what I would do on national TV. We might have to name the things I wouldn't do for 76 million. You don't name anything right here. You be good on here. But 9-1, Pete. This is Texas fan Pete Brandt. Total misery every year. Go buy an island, you're fired. Exactly. Dale coming in hot with that. 226,000 watching Low Budget live right now. Big numbers. These are like MLF numbers, yes. Bassmaster numbers. Through the roof. 9 million people watching Low Budget live. Prayers for the Strader family. Yes, Wesley Strader. The W lost his mom a few weeks ago, and I think he's doing well. I talked to Wesley a couple weeks ago, but thank you. Oh, Lord, LBO when the lights go out. There's all kind of, Marissa, there's all kind of comments. 276 million for Boyd, and he still makes cuts. You didn't know what you're getting yourself into. LBL's really kicked it up a notch, Triple Threat.
I thought we would be less controversial during my segment.
No, we have Tito's in the Trocar Cup. There's going to be something said that I may regret tomorrow.
My segment would just be like, and then I would
like catching up with you.
I would fade right, and then y'all could just whoo.
Well, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What are the lowlifers? Thank you, Michael. I appreciate you. Boyd sucks. Let's talk shit about everybody. Somebody said, can I cuss on YouTube Live without getting taken down? I don't even know. Hang on.
No.
There we go.
I'll just hold it down.
Yeah, you should. I see you there. The Georgia Bulldogs are coming to a visit and coming for a visit in Nashville. So something else that we got to talk about real quick. Let's run through some sponsors. Got to thank the sponsors.
Okay.
StarTron, kicking ethanol in your teeth and your weed eater and your chainsaw in your outboard engine. Do you use StarTron in your terrible car that you drive, your COVID car that you have? Marissa has the biggest piece of junk she drives that we bought a couple years ago.
I do.
It's a Ford Bronco Sport, and they built it when everybody had COVID, I think, because it is not good.
I was going to have it or die.
Maybe you should use StarTron in that, or maybe not. I don't know. Before you park your boat, you're going to want to use some StarTron in there to keep the ethanol from gumming up the works. Moving on, ProGuide Batteries, ProGuideBatteries.com. I do have a ProGuide story real quick. You can use code LBL10 at checkout to let them know you're a low lifer. It's very important to let them know you're a low lifer. It lets them know that you're actually watching Low Budget Live. But they do have their new line of lithium cranking batteries. Got to fish a tournament with Ryder Man, and we'll get into that here in a minute. But Ryder and I fished this weekend, and I actually I swapped my AGM out for a lithium ProGuide cranking battery, and listen, my voltage did not drop below 13.2 all day long. Running pumps, we weren't running the big motor around a lot. I'm running a power pole charge, so it'll charge you when you're running with the show, and I was blown away. So anyways, check them out. ProGuideBatteries.com. Been running the trolling motor batteries, but I just started playing around with those cranking lithiums and super, super impressed. Baitworks.com, bait-wrx.com. Duncan-10 is going to save you money there. You can get these. What do you think about the LOB jig, Marissa? Do you like it? You like it?
Yes.
She likes that LOB, boy. Likes it.
I need a pink one.
we're going to do a special. This is announcement right here. A
Go ahead.
special Bassmaster Classic color this year to be sold there in Tulsa. So I got word on that. Triple Threat looks bored. Is that true, Scott Ezel coming in? Triple Threat. Are you bored?
Maybe nervous.
I think she is a little nervy. Y'all, she gets a little nervy. But baitworks.com, Duncan-10, bait-works.com. And last but not least, there won't be an imaginary banner on this one, but hang it. Express Boats, Hot Springs, Arkansas. That X21 Pro LE mine is for sale right now. The Triple Threat would love for you to buy it.
Buy the boat.
To get it out of here, to make room for the other one that she doesn't think I need. But it tends to be the season around here. In the fall, we say goodbye to boats, and it is time for it to have a new home. But the X21 Pro LE, 21 feet of fury, 96-inch beam.
Yes.
The best hole shot in the game. What'd you say? C deck?
Oh, yes.
Love the C deck. How many times have you been in the X21 Pro LE this year?
I don't like to go with you.
Express Boats, building excitement since 1966. Why do you not like to go fishing with me?
Okay. So
here we go.
If he's catching them, we're never going to leave. And if he's not catching them, we're going to keep casting one more time. And we're never going to leave. Either way, it's a long day. It's a sunburn. I'm over it. I'm over it.
So there you go. Michelle Thomason says, your sound effect that you made, we need that sound effect for the new jig. I think we do too. We'll sell way more, Michelle. Talking about things, the breakdown. I thought Hallman had got past the breakdown on the I-40, but I guess it must have been the last straw. So let's jump in.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bradley's our friend. Mm-hmm. Bradley's a family friend. Marissa D, the Triple Threat, knows Bradley. And I want to say tonight, there's not going to be a special guest of, are you still in my Tito's?
Getting comfy.
Scoundrel. Bradley is a dear friend of ours. Bradley is a good person. And I'm not sure. I don't know if he did BTL today. I didn't get to see him. It was a busy day. But I talked to Bradley today for the first time. I tried to call him a couple times after I saw the announcement, just concerned because I did not see this coming. I know he's had a frustrating year. I know he's had a lot going on, and I was surprised by the news, just like everybody else was, I think, because he worked so hard for that. But he said he'll talk about it when he gets ready. He gets good and ready, and I think that's fair. But I think he's really dejected. And look, to put up the year he put up down in the 90s, it's frustrating. Like I told him today, I said, you know what, dude, I was quitting before quitting was cool. I quit in 2019 from taking those ass beatings on the FLW tour and because of changes. And mentally, speak to that. Like, what, as a professional former, and I use the term professional loosely, but professional angler's wife, I mean, you lived it. You know the highs are really good, but
the lows are so, I mean, you just feel like all eyes on you, and then everybody's a critic, and then, you know, what could you have done, or did you do this, or did you, I mean, it's never ending, and the bad days just seem so.
Well, and I think when you put yourself out there, like we live in this content crazy world, and Bradley documented him qualifying for the Opens through YouTube, and he lives his life through a camera lens like so many of us do. And man, when you put it out there, it's out there. And then when you don't succeed like you want to, man, it's rough. Man. I had a camera guy follow me my last year on the FLW tour, and his job was to capture the good, the bad, and the ugly. I was like, do not turn it off. And there were a couple times I'm like, Austin, better turn it down. You better hit the damn button, boy. Don't be recording this. He's like, but you said, I'm like, I'm also paying you. I'm telling you to not hit the button. I mean, there were those moments for sure. Michelle coming in that Bradley will be on BTL tomorrow. So Bass Talk Live, and him and Panger, obviously he's co-hosted that show many, many, many times. They're good friends. So it would make sense for him to go on there, but we will do an LBL before it's all said and done. One of my favorite LBLs this year was Bradley in person. He made a surprise visit, had his daughter with him here at the house, and a lot of folks dropping out though. You got Micah Frazier. I saw that in the comments. I actually forgot about that. You know, I see y'all on a lot of it. There's a lot of news. Hank Parker, BTL, Hallman Wednesday. Okay. but there's a lot going on, man. And I think, and y'all know, look, things are really hard right now for a lot of people, you know, in this economy we're living in. And I think that, look, to try to say fishing is more stressful than your day job, I think that's unfair. Right. Because if you got a regular, whatever your 9 to 5 is, like, they all can suck at times, and they can be taxing. You can't make ends meet like you want to all the time. And so I think to just say, oh, well, pro fishing is being affected is unfair. Really. You and I had this conversation at dinner tonight. Like, it is unfair to say that. But in the world of, you live off of sponsors because you're damn sure not going to make it off of tournament winnings. You have to pay entry fees. It is high stakes gambling at best, and it is very tough. And I do think it weighs on you, man, mentally. It just does. And for a guy like Bradley, he's got a great family. He's got a lot of good things going on in life, and that grind of knowing that he has literally got to finish so far up there in the standings for next year to be able to requalify and not get the boot. I just think this is him going, man, bass fishing is changing. And it is. I think nobody can, we were reading a Brian Latimer post earlier, and it has changed. Bass fishing has changed. Period. For sure. You can't say that it hasn't. So Bobby Lane going back is bat. Let's put that up there. David Wild. I don't know that you know as much about this situation as you do Bradley's.
No, I don't think so.
But I will say, Bradley, great dude. I'm proud to call him a friend. And talking to him today was pretty emotional because I know how bad he wanted that. And I met Bradley. This is what's crazy. And we told this on the show. The first time I ever met Brad was the tournament he quit the first go round, when he decided to step back, and we became brothers. Like, that night, hanging out at a deal at the Toledo Bend Elite Series. And we were both drinking a lot of brown liquor. Imagine that. I think it was before I knew you, Marissa. And he was just done mentally. And he had a decent year, but he was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm done. And I didn't see Brad for several years until he came back to the FLW tour and started kicking everybody's butt there and won a couple and really started taking off again. And such a good dude. So can't say enough good things about him. I obviously worked with him at MPFL on a couple of events. It's freaking awesome. Super talented guy, super fun guy to be around. Loves him some good music. So we love you, Bradley Hallman. That's for sure. The Hallman family. So certainly, man, y'all are killing it in some comments. Look at this. I can't even keep up. I'd love to see Luke Duncan. Jamie Sizemore in the house. You know Jamie Sizemore. You met Jamie Sizemore. Love to see Luke Duncan make the BPT. I'm going to bet that even if I qualified, what do you think? You think they're like, because I think in the fine print, you're always, you can reject someone from anything, right?
Oh, I'm sure there's a clause.
There's a Duncan clause.
Your paperwork was lost, sir.
Have you been surprised that we haven't gotten a cease and desist at the house?
Sometimes. Or just angry people. Just angry people at the
We've had angry people, not at the house. Let's see. I'm going through comments here. No, I want to put this up here. So I've not talked to Brian Latimer, but no, he made a post, and I think I heard about this post, and you and I read it tonight. I think people took it as he was quitting. No, he was just saying fishing is changing and it's time to accept it as far as where we are. Tournament fishing is changing. Yeah. And it was not, he was hanging it up like he was just saying fishing is changing. And it wasn't a woe is me post. It was just time to accept it. Like,
I feel like he was saying fishing as he knew it.
Yeah.
Was
and
over,
people were,
but not his fishing career was over.
People really jumped him.
Pounced.
Yeah. It was kind of crazy in the comments. Watson will whoop Boyd. That might happen, but hey, I talked to James today, and I said, what about the Angler Protection Committee that you guys had going on? And he said, what Angler Protection Committee? So I think that was just a press release, and then everybody signed on the dotted line, except for a few. You don't even know these.
We're not doing controversial.
This is not controversial. Bobby Lane back to the Bass Pro Tour. Bobby Lane back to the Bass Pro Tour. He left to go fish the Opens, barely missed making the elites. He's going back. I think that's bizarre, but okay, good for Bob. I say I think that if he, in my opinion, should get a 0 for last year. If they're doing this 3-year average, I like Bob, but I don't think it's fair if he gets to go back and keep that Angler of the Year average that they're going to judge them all by next year. But apparently there was a clause somewhere, if you won Red Crest, you could get back in. So he's back in. He chose to go that route, not fish the Bassmaster Opens. Last year when he made his announcement, he said the Classic was the most important thing in the world to him now. And apparently a year in, it wasn't as important enough to fight through the Open. So he's going back, and who can blame him? Fishing for bigger money, small field. I can't blame him all if it's what's best for him and his family, even though it's obviously there's a lot going on. But I heard of an old big, let's see. I think this is, there's a big one, a big name, a Bassmaster Classic champion going back to the Bassmaster Elite Series. I can't announce it yet. But it's coming. It's coming back. He's coming back. There's a legend leaving the Elite Series, and there's a legend coming back. I do. Thoughts? We haven't discussed any of this. Literally any of this.
I think people just need to do whatever they need to do.
You think as long as they're happy, we're happy?
No one's ever just happy for
I don't think so. I don't think anybody is happy. No. Michael Mathis, shout out to Michael Mathis, a faithful low lifer, 374,000 watching right now. KVD is not coming back. He is not coming back. I can confirm that.
But it's not him.
That is not KVD for sure. It is not KVD. I'm going through these comments. They made up a legend point. Yeah, I think that I really do think that I didn't know there was a clause in BPT for a legend spot, but I think all of a sudden there is for Bobby to come back. Let's see. I'm behind in comments. Let's see. Some of these comments, y'all are killing me. What about the Jacob Fouts video now losing sponsors? Poor fella. So here, all right. I did talk to you about this one.
Dang it.
So here's my I tried to get Jacob on tonight. He had a prior commitment. I think we're going to try to do an LBL this week. I've watched both of his videos. Look, I probably don't have the viewpoint you think I will on this. If your point, look, I say this all the time. If you listen to the show, and David, I know you do a lot. You're a low lifer for sure. And I say it all the time. The streets aren't paved with gold, professional bass fishing. I think we all know that. The streets aren't paved with gold just because you automatically qualify for the Elite Series. My favorite thing to say in the industry is when people come up to you and they go, I fish real good. Now can I get some money? Well, it's not on the industry, or it's not on a sponsor to take care of you just because you chose that path, right? And I think that in a video, and I haven't seen the whole thing, I've watched both, but not all of them. And I've talked to several people about it, but I think when you, and I don't know Jacob at all. I do not know Jacob at all. And you know, don't have an opinion on the kid at all. I know he's a pretty good fisherman from what I've seen at times, but to say in the video, well, I'm not going to do this social media thing, and I'm not comfortable talking around people, and I'm not, whatever, but I'm a guide and I fish the Elite Series. And so, the heavens should open up with money. That's just not how it works, man. It's just not. And taking shots at YouTube creators saying, well, I'm a better fisherman than them because I make it to the Elite Series, basically insinuating that you're worth more. In this day and time, you're not. You're not. If you're not going to go the extra mile, and my point in this is not to take jabs at Jacob. And I hope Jacob will come on and I hope we can talk about this. But my point is, I know, just like you all know, some of the top names in this sport. But I think about guys like a Jason Christie. They don't stop working. They win the Classic. The money doesn't pile up because they win those things. They go the extra mile like you will not believe what these guys do behind the scenes. It's marrying, and you've heard me say this many times, but it's marrying that on the water success with off the water success. You've got to work for your sponsors. You got to try to make yourself attractive in some way. And I think that if you're 3 years into the Elite Series and you do not have this big sponsor portfolio, you got to step back and you got to see what you got to, you got to look in the mirror, in my opinion, right? Is that fair?
Yeah.
And that's not a shot. He's a young dude. I think Jacob's a good guy. I think that all this, he lost his sponsor because he kind of took a shot at him. And this is me reading into it, but his sponsor, it's a boat dealership. He said, this is all I got for being on the Elite Series. Well, they gave you something, right? And if you sold all of that for what you now deem as too small of amount of money, again, look in the mirror, shame on you. Because I'm not giving up a boat and truck wrap on the Elite Series in my marketing brain for pennies on the dollar. I'm just not. That's easier said than done. But you're looking at a guy that's never fished an Elite Series event, and I'm very fortunate to work with sponsors, and you know what I mean? And so I do take offense when people are like, well, influencers shouldn't get this or YouTubers shouldn't get that. Everybody's got a place in this deal. The pie is getting smaller, and I get that, but the pie is getting smaller because the people that aren't willing to go the extra mile via social media, via working for your sponsors, they get rolled up and then sent away. It happens, dude, on the industry side of this. In my day job, like, you will not believe the proposals that get sent by people. But the name of the game with sponsors has never changed. It hasn't. It's tougher now, but it's never changed. It's not what the sponsor can do for you. It's what you can do for them. And if you can't do anything for them other than, hey, I was on Bassmaster Live, that doesn't matter anymore. That's great. In addition to, what are you going to do in between? There are 8 Bassmaster events, not counting the class, 8 Bassmaster Elite events. You have 8 opportunities to represent. There are 52 weeks in a year. Are any of you in the comments only allowed to work 8 weeks a year?
I would like that.
Nobody is. That's not reality. So it's what you are going to do. And look, you do have to dig a little deeper and work a little harder for it anymore. And look, I hate that we are at a spot where you're not just handed $100,000 for making the Elite Series, because it's damn hard. But you knew it going in. It's the path you choose. And I think about a guy like in these situations like Brian New, who you know very well, also good friend of the show, good friend in real life. But Brian New, and y'all probably remember this episode, 428,000 people.
Mercy. Triple
threat. 420. That's bigger than the Instagram days. So Brian knew when he made the Elites, nobody called him. Nobody. He won an Open that year, made the Classic. Nobody called him. Todd Goad told this story on LBL a couple weeks ago. Nobody called Brian New. He's one of the best fishermen. His name, no offense to Jacob, was everywhere. Co-angler of the year in FLW Tour, all over the place. Toyota Series, Bassmaster Opens. People in the industry knew who Brian New was. He made it, showed up at the first event with a blank boat wrap in the Elite Series. Todd Goad adds a logo to it last minute, basically, and the kid goes and wins the first Elite Series. And still, I say, if you get Brian New on the phone right now, it's not just streets paved with gold. So, but I do see Brian with some signature baits now and trying to do different things to get out there and constantly push, constantly be on social media. And look, if social media is not your deal now, the magazine television show days are over. Right?
Yeah. Well, and just
the bass fishing, you remember?
The fishing knowledge I bring. But no, I will say, obviously, all of my social media feed is fishing. And a lot of these fishermen, I couldn't tell you their fishing stats, but I do link them to products and I link them to things because that's what I see. So I see that name and I automatically link it to, whatever I see. So that's obviously the sponsor getting what, because it's, if I know it.
Yeah. And that's what gets you a sponsor, right?
For sure.
It's why when I tell you guys, hey, LBL 10 on Pro Guy batteries, if you need some Pro Guy batteries, please use the code, because that's how they keep up. That's how they keep score. You see a lot of that now. And I've said that many times. If you have an angler that you enjoy keeping up with and they post something for a sponsor with a code, it's not for just no reason, right? It's how they
Yeah.
keep score these days.
Yep.
So it's very important to do that if you have somebody you're trying to support. And again, I want to say, I'm not trying to bust Jacob's ass here, because there are probably 100 guys that can make that same video. He was very honest. He got some views for it. And now I saw, he's like, I'm going to show you my bank account. I'm going to show you. I mean, you do you, boo-boo. That's fine.
Maybe he got people talking, you know.
Well, look, I said today,
good or
you
bad,
could end up getting a sponsor out of it, right? Like somebody could be like, you know what? I want to sponsor that dude to go bass fish and just bass fish and not have to worry about anything with bass fishing. And if that happens,
good.
God bless. But as far as the industry goes, man, it is very hard if you're not going to play the game that they want you to play anymore. And that's just speaking from 1,000% experience. 1,000%. So that was damn. Here we go. KVD is back. KVD is back. I'm so behind on comments. This is so fun. Who's leaving BPT? Stick. Is Pat Churchman blocked from this? He should be.
I thought that was the
Patty.
rule.
No, that's Stick from Baitwork. Hey, everybody, round of applause for the man behind the LOB jig right there. Who's leaving BPT? There is the pie isn't see, I like this comment. Bobby Gray said the pie isn't getting smaller. The amount of people trying to eat it is growing. I'm assuming that's what you mean by that.
Oh, yeah.
And it is. I'll give you that. Certainly growing. But here's the thing. The industry did that to itself with high school fishing, college fishing. And, you know, once TikTok became a thing and 30-second fishing TikTok videos started selling product, they're like, well, we would like to sponsor that guy, not Elite Series pros. And I've talked about this on this show for years. I talk about it being a paradigm shift because we did see that. We saw it with YouTubers. We saw it. I mean, it's changed so many times. I'm just trying to keep up with some of the comments. Darian would be so pissed at me right now because he's like, do the show and then get with the comments later. But I love this, dude. This is what's so fun about live. Is Jordan Lee coming back to the elites? I don't know. Luke, go ahead and get the triple threat a new SUV. JMFW would very much like.
Amen.
Yeah. I showed you James's vehicle last night.
I have it picked out.
I'm not buying James's $71,000 vehicle at 10% interest. And God knows what kind of, you wouldn't want to run a black light through that damn thing.
No, I don't want to sit in that seat. I don't want to sit in any of the seats.
Of James Watson's anything.
No.
He invited us to a party one time.
No. I like that friendship from a, I don't want to sit in a seat.
Poor James. James. Is James in the comments yet? He told me he was going to tune in tonight.
If so, I love to sit in his seat.
Let's see. I like this one. Let's see. JMFW Skeet Biffle. Man, I got so many things I can't say right now. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry that I can't. There's a lot of, I'll say this. There's a lot of good guesses. There's a lot of bad guesses.
Has there been a correct guess?
I'm not going to say that because I'm not going to give into these shenanigans.
I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying.
Let's see. Get the triple threat of G-Wagon. Well, buddy, we balling on a budget over here. This is literally low budget as it gets at this house. We ain't getting no G-Wagon. You did say
all these lights.
And some of my animals that you can't see on camera.
Oh my
Triple
God.
Threat finally got to see the bobcat mount that's in here. And she goes, how much did that cost us? And I said, you pipe down, woman.
We're going to talk about that later.
Yeah, we ain't. Let's see. When will the news come out? Probably the next week or so. Speaking of Watson, did his dog ever find the peanut butter? God, I hope not.
Bless.
Social media is showing the reality of the sport. No, that's true. I will say on the Jacob video, going back to that real quick, I like that he talked about it because we are selling this to, and again, something that I feel like I say a ton on here because I have a house full of youngins. It's a dream that we're selling so many, and dude, it's not easy and it's not even obtainable for so many of them. I mean, we've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds coming into this deal, so few spots, and so few of those just aren't going to make it or aren't going to be able to make a feasible living. But I think that going back to that comment earlier where we say, where we said, the people trying to eat the pie, the numbers are growing. In that, I still think right now today there are more people making a living through fishing and the fishing industry than ever before. Damn sure more than there were 20 years ago. I think the number of people making over 6-figure livings in this are, which I consider to be a great freaking living. Like I think most people would. It doesn't go as far as it used to, I guess, with all this inflations. But groceries cost 9 times as much as they used to. But I do think now today there are more people than ever before making that. And I'm not talking about Elite Series BPT. I'm talking about as a whole through all the influencer stuff, tournament stuff combined. I think there are more people making a living. All right, let's see. Come on, Duncan. The weeds ain't that deep. Get in. They are right now. It's out of respect for people that told me this, like the actual person that I promised I would tease it, but not tell it. Let's see. Boyd and Gary should have stuck to fishing. I don't disagree with that. They're not good at running a business. I was thinking with Hallman stepping away, it might trickle down. No. So Nate, I think on that point, they bring somebody up that's already on the elites. And I've heard that's either Gary Klaus or Kobe Krieger that will get that spot. Is bait fuel for real? I haven't used it enough, Mark, to really know. I've got some. I've used some of the bait fuel infused net bait stuff, and I like that a lot. Okay. There was a comment that I wanted to talk about. Damn it. Throw us some big names, fishing the MPFL. Oh, I had a list. So, Elite Series guys, we got David Williams coming over this year. We've got, hope I'm supposed to say all this. Send it. Full send. Hang on. Let me look at a text real fast. I've got these listed.
That says, do not say this.
No. I got to prove because I did this on Bass University this week or last week. When did I do that show? I don't remember. Drew Cook, Wes Logan, David Williams, Buddy Gross, and Joseph Webster right now. Several more talking, but that's looks to be the crew that have signed up right now. There's some former FLW Tour guys that are, it's going to be a fun year, guys. It's going to be a fun year in addition to what all we Tori Tucker with the comment of the night. We know it's Fat Cat. He's using that Legends exemption from that 1987 classic. Wall to wall, tree top tall. Another one of our favorites.
Yes.
In the Duncan household.
Yes.
So speak to Fat Cat. Is he he's a larger than life character, but then when he's not though, right?
Yes.
I think that's fair to say. Like,
very genuine, chill. Very genuine person. I don't want to call him Fat Cat.
That does bother you a lot.
It bothers me a lot. I don't like it.
We just call him B.
Yeah. But an amazing human, a great friend. I think he's good people.
He's good people.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tori Tucker's good people too. He has been to some low budget lives from all the way out there in Idaho. Todd Castledine goes MPFL after the roast video. Listen, as someone that's done some roast videos, if Todd would make a point in anything he says, he just says, listen, and then talks in circles for like an hour. I haven't watched that video because I just can't. Randy Flowers I love Todd too much to hate him over a video, but I will say he got some people's attention with it. There's no doubt about that. There were some MPFL anglers that were like, what the hell's going on with your boy, Fat Todd? And I'm like, I guess he woke up on the wrong side of the bed and didn't have nothing to talk about. Is Fat Cat coming back? Fat Cat is coming back to the elites and MPFL. There was a comment, and then I got distracted by Tori's comment and then Dale's comment. If Duckett is bringing Bobby back, will he bring Marty Stone back? Marty Stone ain't coming back. That ain't happening. Prosperity, South Carolina, when you coming down to fish with us? I love Prosperity. I love Chapin. I love that area, Lake Murray. One of my dear friends, Anthony Gagliardi, and his dad, Mike Big G, who we lost a couple years ago, had a house on that lake for many years, and I've spent a lot of time out there in Prosperity. I hope to get back out there sooner than later. Speaking of South Carolina, let's get the comments on this. Marissa and I we're like almost empty nesters, but we're not. Our kids are here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
But some nights they're just not here for hours, and then they're here and it's loud. And then sometimes we just sit on the couch and stare at each other like, where the hell did all the kids go? So speaking of South Carolina, you said Prosperity, South Carolina. Let's see right here. Prosperity, South Carolina. So speaking of South Carolina, you showed me this headline last night, and I said, please send me this. We will talk about this on live tomorrow night. We will get all the low-lifers, all 468,000 low-lifers. We will get their opinions on this.
Mm-hmm. Think you research further?
I did.
Did it get better?
No, it doesn't. No, I mean, it's hilarious. I think it's.
Oh my gosh!
I think it's hilarious. How do you even do that?
I don't know.
Do you want to read them the headline? Two daycare workers from South Carolina have been busted. So sorry. For having a fight club in a preschool.
With the small children. the small children
for 3 and 4-year-olds.
Fighting one another.
What are we doing?
I don't know, but I was very disturbed by this.
Yeah.
So
was I.
Send it to my other half. Like, oh my gosh, what is the world we're living in?
I just don't know how two adults go, you know what we should do with these little bastards?
Make them.
Set them up. Get them out of here. Little Timmy.
Yeah.
Get Billy over here. Now listen, the winner gets a Capri Sun. You got to punch him in the throat. Like, were they filming this?
Well, that was my question.
I have so many questions.
That was my question. It was like, what was the gain? Like, what did they get? What did they win?
Entertainment.
Was it live stream? Was it?
Are little kids good at? Are 3 and 4? Specifically in the article, are 3 and 4-year-olds?
Well, I'll say this:
3 and 4.
This time last year, I went into Kroger.
Was gambling involved? Oh, hang on a second. First rule Fight Club. Yeah. So who ratted them out? Which one of the little booger pickers went and ratted them out?
Somebody
First rule
told.
Fight Club. Somebody
told. No, this time last year, I had my boys.
I'm so sorry, Chris. Chris says blasphemy, dirty dog. I'm sorry, dude. It's amazing. I have so many questions.
It's not good.
Well, I mean, I don't know if any children were hurt. I didn't get that far into the story.
Anyway, I went into Kroger long enough just to buy 3 things. And you know, at Kroger, you basically work there. So you buy your things, you scan your things, you check your things out, and you bag them because everybody else is busy getting groceries to take to people's cars. Anyway, and I was in there it couldn't have been 8 minutes. And I come out and I'd left my boys in the car. And my boys
They weren't 3 and 4, though.
I know, but this is my thing. They were in the car for under 8 minutes. Everything was fine. When I come back, I get in, everybody's breathing hard. They're sweaty. I look, they're bleeding. And they had fought in broad daylight inside the car to the point there was blood drawn. What could we get for that? Can we video that? Because we have a house full of boys.
That like to fight.
I just don't understand this. But yes, these were small children, Fight Club.
How are you as the dad if they call you and they're like, hey man, Ryder Duncan got his butt kicked today in Fight Club and we're just calling to let you know that we busted up this ring, and you're clearly upset that this happened to your child, but you're like, he freaking lost Fight Club?
Yeah,
like how do you
Well, and then too, I'm wondering, like, I saw the mugshots, and unless those people look more child friendly in person, I don't know who's dropping their kids off there anyway. Like, I don't
plot
know.
twist, the kids were fighting dogs and chickens, not each other.
Listen, this
I'm going to say top 5 headline of my life, maybe. I'm serious. Things that you don't expect to read in a day. Hey, these 2 adults were making children fight. They had to be betting on it, right? That could happen in Lawrenceburg.
I don't know how to keep ours from fighting.
That was not a shot at South Carolina and any Gamecock fans out there at all, because I'll promise you that could happen in southern Middle Tennessee. Might be happening right now.
There could be small children fighting.
There could be small children. There could be small children. Let's start a small children training facility. They got to get better at this.
So
anyways. Somebody said we're Michael Vick's kids going there. I'm sorry. Sometimes headlines are too good to ignore. And that was the Jimbo Fisher one was excellent. And that's actually what we were talking about. And then you're like, OMG.
Fight Club.
Toddler Fight Club.
Toddler Fight Club. I was so disturbed. I was just like, what?
I'm sorry. Every thought of that happens every day. James Mims happens every day in Louisiana, he says.
Film it.
Film it. It's apparently. I don't know.
You may be missing out on some money.
Hang on. I got to pull the story up just real fast because I was looking it up before you came out. Yeah, I still haven't pulled up. One of these, dude, it was Prosperity. Ronnie Mueller. I think I saw that Ronnie Mueller is in the comments.
Does he have children?
Ronnie, another one of Anthony Gagliardi's dear friends. Yeah, this is Ronnie, by the way. Eat it, Big G's, meaning not. Ronnie Mueller, if you're still watching, this happened in Prosperity. We need you in the comments, right? We need you more than ever, Ronnie Mueller. Right now.
Save the children.
This was Newberry County. This happened on the shores of Lake Murray. Clearly, these people were upset about fishing on Lake Murray. Yeah. 14 counts. Jones faces 14 counts and Caldwell faces 15. Buddy, that's a lot of kid fighting. Both are charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and unlawful conduct to a child.
Delinquency? They got them all hopped up to fight.
Yeah, I think so.
Look at her.
Here we go. Here's some more details. Investigating deputies discovered that the two women orchestrated this. What do you have to say for your gender? What do you have to say for yourselves? This clearly seems like something a man would do, but
from the mugshots, I thought one was a man.
Well, to be fair, investigating deputies discovered that the two women instructed children to shove, pull, and hit each other. That's not a woman, right?
If that's a woman,
I'm not going to show it on here, but that's not a woman, right?
That's a woman.
I'm not going to show that for so many reasons, but that is not a woman.
At this daycare than the Fight Club, if that's a woman.
And someone says, I just had no idea that the two daycare workers were thinking. I just can't imagine why you would do this. I think that's what we're all thinking right now. 14 children were involved. It's a hell of a fight club. Is Ronnie in the car? I have to know. Is he still here?
Can he send us his phone number? We need a follow-up.
He said, my kids are grown. Definitely heard about it. They were Clemson fans. He said, of course, Ronnie Mueller, the Gamecock, would say that.
Inside information.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Getting to the bottom of the case here.
That's not a woman. Somebody said that's not a woman. Y'all are Googling this article now, right? Uh-huh.
For sure not a woman.
I'm not that fancy where I can put the pictures up. If I had a producer, I need a producer and we could do that.
Well, if you want me to stay home and help.
2023 triple threat. That's what we're hearing. Handing out sippy cups full of Monster Energy.
So bad.
Dude, Clotilde, Southern Kentucky. Jamie Sizemore, I guarantee has some world champion. Southeast Kentucky. Sizemore crew checking in. Oh, my goodness gracious. What else? What else did you want to talk about on this fine LBL? On a dang Monday. On a dang Monday night.
It is Monday.
I got so tickled at that. I'm so sorry.
Because it's so bad.
It's just bizarre, man. Everything about it. And I look, if it was my kid, I'd be very upset.
Depending on how they did.
I was going to say it was probably Alabama fans. Here they go. Just kidding.
I was going to say, is there a noise for that? Is there a noise for that?
Push the buttons. Go ahead. Get wild with it.
No, I'm okay.
Get wild with it. Let's get ready to toddler.
So bad.
That's an A+ comment.
So bad.
Kevin Pratt with an A+ comment. We got to move on from this.
But
the chat is hilarious. I'm just trying to read. I'm just trying to keep up with the comments. This is so great. They had Tito's in their sippy cups. They don't want me on Mountain Dew. Enjoying the chat. Crazy headlines for sure. I would pay $7 to watch two third graders fight. Doug. We're finding out a lot about the lowlifers living up to their names. We're going into recession. Everyone is tightening their belt, and pro anglers are going to work harder. I agree with that. When you said we're going into recession and tighten the belt, the only reason I put the comment up there is I thought we were talking about the kid fighting the kid.
People are having
I didn't want to talk about fishing anymore.
people have to fight their kids to get groceries.
Times are tough, dude. Jacob Fouts thinks he's got it bad. He needs to go over there. And I mean, you think it's hard getting sponsors? We got people fighting babies out here, dude.
Oh, me. Oh.
Josh Heupel to Texas A&M. You shut your mouth. Really, I don't care. Sounds like the next song by Prestige Worldwide. Oh man, I'm hurting. Thank you guys. I'm trying. Y'all are killing me in the comments tonight. Absolutely killing me. Sadly, I don't think Fouts can win that fight. Jacob Fouts out here challenging babies. I don't know. 3 and 4 year olds.
So bad. So bad.
Have you had fun on Low Budget Live?
I've had a wonderful time. I just know that whenever I was reading the comments and everybody was trying to guess because you made such a big deal about having somebody, not a single person said, "Oh my gosh, I hope it's your wife that knows so little about fishing." Like,
yeah, but you're fun.
Nobody said
you're the triple threat, and you're a huge part of the show. I talk about you every week. I know you don't listen to anything I do or watch anything I do. Sometimes I'm like this. Hey, let me just tell y'all something about this lady. It's almost Christmas time, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good around here. I am. Christmas. I say this all the time. Scott Ezel said, Castledine didn't roast MPFL. He just broke it down why it's not financially smart for him to travel and fish it. Yeah.
I think it just took a long time for him to say that, maybe, because people seemed upset.
Yeah. I'm noticing LD married out of his class.
Well,
Stacy Peck says it's a sign-up sheet where I can get a toddler that will bring. I got a toddler that will bring the hurt. That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah. I don't know that I would be opposed to Toddler Fight Club as long as they let me know it was happening. I'll be getting them a little protein in their dang mac and cheese.
Like
yeah,
gym set.
Get them out there. They can earn their keep to live here.
Pull-ups.
Yeah, I don't know why it's illegal. Probably because they didn't tell the parents. I'm guessing
they didn't send a note home.
Here's my thing. They're not as bothered by the fact that lady doesn't look like a lady, but they're bothered by the toddler fights. I'm just saying. You
put your child in his or her arms.
No doubt. Like every day, and then went to work. And you were like, everything's totally fine here. Google the story and you'll see what we're talking about.
And we're not being judgy.
We're not being judgy. Michael Mathis says he knows who's coming back to the leads. It's Randy. Freaking blockhead. Block it. Yeah, I don't know that he gets a legends exemption. He's a legend of something. I'm not sure what. Y'all are killing me. I'm sorry. Like when people listen to this tomorrow, because there will be an audio version of this out tomorrow, they're gonna be like, there's a lot of just pauses. It's because y'all are killing me in these comments. They're so great. I love it. Having so much fun. I want to know about sponsor changes for I want to know about sponsor changes for anglers like Drew Benton dropping Bagley, Big Bite. So I think that comes down to a lot of things. Honestly, I think it comes down to angler preference. And I think that with a company like Big Bite, I know they got bought out by GSM, who owns Yamamoto, Rattle Trap. Our industry is shrinking on that front. There are a lot of companies. I mean, we know that story well. Your company gets bought out and things change. And so I think that that might have something to do. I haven't talked to Drew about that deal, but I do know he was with Bagley for a very, very, very long time. Davey Height coming back to the elites. I think Davey's just going to talk about it. He's like me. We have way more fun talking about it. Could tell some stories from Randy Blockett back in the day. Tori Tucker says, I'd fight 6 at a time if I got to keep $7 a kid. So now, Tori, I don't think we get to fight the kids. I think the kids fight each other. Because listen, you throw me in there with some 3-year-olds, they ain't got a chance. Even if you give them a Monster Energy drink and a chicken biscuit, a Monster and a chicken biscuit.
Let's arm wrestle.
Again, that's weird. So you set yourself up. So my wife all the time says,
I can weirdly.
she wants to arm wrestle me, and I
Okay.
don't want that.
Let me backstory.
This is weird, dude.
Okay, so my daughter is very physically fit, and she does all the things. She's in good shape, and I have no idea why we arm wrestled the first time, but I slammed her down. So I think it was my form. And so then she wanted to continue, and we did it sitting, standing, different angles, and she cannot beat me. She's tried for what, a year now? 2 years?
I don't know. Y'all talk about this all the time.
And
I just
she
think we're just
can't
gonna
beat
have-
me. And I think it's my form. So I have tried to get Luke to arm wrestle me and show him that I could do it, and he won't do it.
Well, I just think it's weird that I'm not into that. I'm into a lot of shit. I'm not into that.
Because you'll lose.
Like, I'm in comment now if you'll sign up for an OnlyFans to watch me arm wrestle my wife. Like, that's freaking weird, dude.
They're all gonna.
Michelle
They're gonna start.
Thomason.
They're gonna start a poll.
Michelle, any plans to commentate MC more ABT events next season? I will say, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Could be some plans.
Could be some plans. Could be some plans. Triple threat out with the Teenage Fight Club. You don't want to arm wrestle Luke. No, dude, I am not James, understand. Look at me right here. I am not arm wrestling my wife. It's freaking weird.
He knows.
Stephen Guthrie fishing. The comments are just bananas right now. And I love every second. I will sit out here all night long. I know you're not going to. I will do this till the cows come home. Longest podcast ever.
Gonna fade.
Huggy pull-ups for the win. How many 3-year-olds would it take to take you down? I love every bit of this. We're having so much fun now.
This
We were having fun before.
This was bad.
Let's see. How many 3-year-olds? I'm 6'5", 240, but you get 4 or 5 of these ankle bites. I mean, I don't know, dude. They're relentless.
Oh,
my kids are relentless. Yeah, they'll go.
Get you at the shins.
So much fun, man.
Take you down.
Thank you, James. Clotilde Cast, who's killed it in the chat all night. How long till MLF, Bass, MPFL are all under one umbrella? I don't know, man. That's I don't want to say that's the dream. I mean, I think one organization would probably be better for all the anglers, but I just don't think we'll ever get there. But I also there's a lot of things that I never thought would happen, I guess, in the industry. So, or just in the world in general, things change. And so who knows? But I think that it's, I guess it's possible.
It's a lot of egos to get.
A lot of egos.
Get under one umbrella.
Yeah,
It's a lot of egos to fit under
that's
one
a good
umbrella.
point. A lot of egos and a lot of greed and a lot of, I don't know. That's tricky. I think this is Chip Rogers. Do you think bass fishing is a sport? Abso-freaking-lutely. And how I know that is because every time I go for like 3 or 4 days straight, I can't move. Even Little Ryder said that after our tournament this weekend where we won some money. Me and Ryder Man won a little cash. You're coming in late. Sersman 27. What's your thoughts on Bradley Hallman quitting? We did a whole, you're going to have to rewind. Doug, can I ask a serious question? You can, because you have an awesome avatar thumbnail profile picture. And Christopher says only if it indulges diapers and binkies.
It's off the rails.
This is the best LBL maybe ever. I think this is the best one.
We ran it into
Who in the comments thinks the triple threat should be here? Drop those more episodes with the triple threat. We have fun. New profile pic. I love that. I'm trying to see. Oh, you're good. Totally fine, dude. All good. We I will touch on it real quick. Bradley's a brother of mine. We said it earlier. We love Bradley Hallman. We love his family. Wish him the best. I hope that we'll do a sit down LBL about it sometime, but I just think he's really burned out on a lot of things and he's got a lot going on and
Just
good dude. Good dude. Where did Doug go? Oh, Doug, you sneaky sucker. He said he had a serious question, and then he hits us with this. Does your kid need a manager or agent? Are you trying to escape? I feel like you were trying to escape.
Oh, stretching
Yeah,
my,
whatever.
stretching
You were
my
trying
leg
to
towards
escape.
the exit.
More episodes for sure. Love Triple T. Some of these people are triple threat bi-weekly. I'm with that. This you guys, this is what all you low-lifers don't understand is this right here took a lot of arm twisting, not arm wrestling, damn it. But some arm because I've
got
tried
me right out here.
Get out of here.
Funny story while you're reading comments. Remember the time we were doing one as a family at Christmas and your phone was ringing and you opted to answer?
Oh my
because
gosh,
you thought
yes.
you could be funny. So it was like a crazy number, and he likes.
No, it said China.
He
If my
likes
phone
to-
said China, it literally said China.
But he likes to mess with those people that call.
Telemarketers, yeah. It's fun.
And so he was going to do his whole bit because he thought, "Ooh, this will be so funny." And it was literally
We were doing an LBL and the kids were on LBL before Christmas.
right
yeah.
in front of the children, right before Christmas. It was somebody calling about
It's like 5 years ago.
a Santa gift.
And it was China literally calling to go, I'm not going to do a Chinese impression. You get canceled for those. But
yeah, don't do that.
can I not do that? Can we not do that on LBL?
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. And it was literally China like, excuse me, sir, we have your children's Christmas gift and it's going to be late. And I was like, China. And it was like in their headphones.
Panic,
It was really bad, but that did happen.
Yeah, you were trying to.
Lee Livesey to Express. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming to Express. I think that is, I think that's good. I like Lee. I hope he likes the boats. They're awesome. I sure like them. I like this hat too. Hudson and Harper call it my hipster hat.
Yeah.
How do you like Appleton, Wisconsin? I love Appleton, Wisconsin.
He does invite me.
I was going to say the triple threat. I was going to say you can speak to that because I'm always like, I love this place. This that's for those of you wondering probably why I'm getting asked that question. That's obviously MPFL Studios. That's where we're out of. This was the last MPFL this year was my 14th trip to Appleton. And it's awesome up there, man, except for when you guys turn on winter. I don't like that at all. And I do not look forward to going there in February for the first MPFL.
Yeah.
Oh, MPFL finally released their 6th event, Lake of the Ozarks. We're going to have a fun time. LBL Files Chapter 11 after the Triple Threat episode. Dude, we're just, listen, 445,000 people watching. We are cooking with grease, baby. Cooking with grease. Justin Lear, about time, buddy. Go Big Orange. About time you got here. Love me some Justin Lear. Yeah, I like Lake Winnebago. Yeah, I've not got to fish Lake Winnebago. I fished the river, the Fox River up there a couple times, Fat Cat and I. Talk is cheap. What big ass you having? What? Huh? Michael Mathis, what big issue happened with Lee Livesey? I watched a video of him the other day and kept talking about an issue that I literally do not know. Wrong one. Steve, let me just tell you, buddy, I know all about me some Saginaw Bay. I like that. Let's see. When will the MPFL? It's a good question. When will the MPFL start its BFL style series? I can just tell you there are very, very, very serious talks of that. There are lots of things going on with that. But as I said on the Bass University podcast, I think part of the reason MLF's in the debacle that they seem to be in was buying FLW. I think instead of focusing on that Bass Pro Tour product, they focused on that feeder league too quick. They did it within a year. And, MPFL, we're 3 years in, headed into year 4, still climbing, trying to get it, to where it needs to be. Right. And it's getting better all the time. But I do think there's definitely plans for that in the future. I will say that. Michelle, any LBL hats available? Not at this time, but more on the way.
Michelle, I may know where one is if you need one.
Do we have some for real?
Perhaps. Like for Michelle.
Michelle DM the triple threat. Marissa Duncan on M13 Duncan on Instagram.
I don't know. Yeah.
Shoot me a message, Michelle. I don't think we have. Do we have one?
Perhaps.
I think there's like 2 traveling circus. Anyways, my point was fixing to have some shirts, fixing to have new hats, working on all that right now. But 2024, lots of changes for LBL. Good changes, but just things. MPFL senior circuit. Bobby, I need that in my life. Let's see. LBL Live, Barry BP coming in hot. LBL Live at Toledo Bend Elite Opener. I don't even know when that is, so I don't think I can commit to that, but I would like to. Look for more of that kind of stuff next year, too. I would like to do more lives from events for sure. Andre in the house. That is the Wisconsin lowlifer himself right there. He showed up at the Bassmaster Classic with, let's see, I got the only hat at the Classic. He had his lowlifer shirt on at the Classic. Let's see. Yeah, let me tell you something. Well, first of all, Uncle G zeroed the weekend before in a tournament against them same Wiggins boys. I don't want Uncle G in the boat with me. Dadgummit. Dude, that's inevitable. That's like saying the sun's not going to come up tomorrow. Like the Wiggins, they drove all night and got back and still just crushed it on a very tough day. Let's see. I just packed up and got on. I don't know what I'm missing. Let's see. Are you still doing any music gigs? Triple Threat? Poolside music gigs.
Here at the house.
Not as many. I played the Express Boats dealer meeting this year.
You did do that.
And I think the gigs get bigger.
And less often.
But the quality of the gigs is a lot better than they used to be. That's for sure. You've set that through some really terrible gigs with Luke Duncan and second place Jake over the years. The gigs definitely get better. We're planning a big one, low budget live at the Classic this year in Tulsa. We've got a spot picked out. We've got some special guests picked out.
And he's not meaning me now, like he's meaning actual guests.
Good special guests.
Good guests.
Musical guests. It's if you see the smile on my face, it's
Did you smile like that when you introduced me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't go back and watch. Last one over there. These comments about the kids fighting.
Oh, it's so bad.
Luke will write the toddler deathmatch theme song. I'm going to call it Dumb Babies. Stupid dumb babies.
Poor children.
Is he talking about Gambler Boats closing? Is that what I'm missing some stuff here? Marty Austin. Oh, Marty, I owe you an email. I got you some information on those LAB jigs for your Second Amendment outdoors down in Corinth, Mississippi. If you're all over and down in that neck of the woods, you go see Mr. Marty. I'm gonna get back with you, Marty. I just got the information you needed. We love the merch. Jamie Sizemore created the first ever LBL merch there in Birmingham, brought it out to the LBL Live at the event where we started COVID.
True.
We started COVID.
We did start COVID.
That's why I think it's so important for you to be on this show, because you've been just such a big part of it for so long, and then you ditched me for a while. Well, and now you're back, and I like it. And now I think we've got to plan like a couple of these a month. You and I live.
No.
Luke and Marissa live. Why not?
Couple a month. We'll see.
Tell them about your Christmas cards.
No.
I'm going to post it. I'm going to post something on my Facebook and Instagram later this week. My wife, the Triple Threat, very talented. She's an amazing artist, and she gives herself this much credit about anything. It's normally she just tells people how awesome I am all the time, which is cool.
All the time.
But she's an amazing artist, and she is doing these hand-painted Christmas cards one at a time that are amazing. And I'm going to post them, and you should reach out if you want some. For your wife or for your whoever. I don't know. Give it to your boss. Lake Teresa update. Lake Teresa music industry is way overrated. I'm going to get to that in just a second. Lake Teresa, up and down, a lot of craziness with that. It's been a long time. It's been a year since I've been out there. I've got to do a video though, and I apologize, guys. But it's got bass in it now. Not very many. Still struggling with a water level issue. Lots of things going on, but there's other stories to that. But I've not been on the property in about a year, and I will go out there soon. I promise you, I will go out there hopefully in the next couple of weeks and make a video, kind of give an update. But it is not gone like we thought it would go. I'll put it that way. Are you doing all the opens this year? I am not. I'm not doing any of the opens this year. Luke Whit too busy next year for that. Luke Whitaker, music industry is overrated. I do agree with you on that, because as we have dear friends that make a great living in the music industry, you do find out that everything that glitters ain't gold all the time. Music industry is better than the bass fishing industry. I don't know, man. That's a tough. I've done both, so I think I can speak to that. I can tell you they both ain't easy, and you earn your stripes in that music business world. Now you talk about, and I think there's a reason that I talk about music so much and fishing and parallels of two loves of my life before I met the Triple Threat. You like that? Slid that in there, Gare? You like that? But they're very similar. And I've said this for a long time. And when I've had folks like Cody Cannon or Ryan Engelman on the show, the two lives are very similar. And now the music industry has changed so much where you have to stay on the road all the time to make any money, because you're not making it off of your records. You're not making it off of radio play. It's insane. So everything does change. I mean, do you think that 20 years ago, people thought that streaming would be like you could just go down the road and go, oh, I want the new Chris Stapleton. Boop, it's on my phone. I used to stand in line at the damn record store and have my grandma drive me and pre-order stuff. And I was like 13
your
years
jeans
old.
Tucked into your boots.
Yeah, that's damn right. I had to get a new Travis Tritt TROUBLE record, man, the day it came out.
Yeah.
After seeing it on CMT, man. Yeah, Jeff Lucas, good point. Jeff Lucas. Another thing that fishing parallels is rodeo, which Jeff Lucas is all in the middle of. Lots of Boyd Duckett's in the music business. So there's some shady characters. There's a lot of fishing's got this too, the fake it till you make it. Like somebody's like, hey, I'm a pro. And you're like, well, what do you do? Well, I'm just a pro.
I ordered a jersey.
I got a jersey and a boat wrap. I'm a pro. Well, technically though, I don't think you are. Yeah, I'm a pro. Like, no, you're not. Do you know Kevin Van Dam? Yeah, I beat him. When? In this video game? But I'm a pro. Brian coming in as a musician of 40 years, it's way harder than 30 years ago. I agree. It is hard. First show without mentioning live scope. Y'all are killing me. Y'all are absolutely on fire tonight. This has been the most fun comment section I can remember in a long time.
And I almost
Bill Dance is coming back to the Elite Series. I announced it here.
I almost compared, like, being good at social media and promoting sponsors, and these young kids know how to do all this stuff. I almost compared it to electronics and and I was like, don't go there.
Listen, man, Ryder, the coolest thing, and I'll say this to y'all about live scope now that y'all brought it up, is my 12-year-old and I fished a tournament. I found this big school offshore, and he's so good at reading it. And just from being around it for a couple years, be so good at reading it. He can see his bait. He knows where he needs to cast. Like it's insane, man. He is better at it than a lot of adults, but he spends so much time playing video games. We talk about it all the time. Like he on the Fortnites all the time. And the coolest thing for me Saturday, and we were catching them for 2 hours. We call them cast after cast after cast after cast after cast. Small fish, but catching them. And he goes, this is so awesome, Dad. He's like, look at my bait. Here they come. And he's getting so excited. And I said, yeah, I bet you do like this because it's like a video game. And he goes, Dad, just as serious as anything, man. He like stops reeling his bait and looks at me and he goes, this is way better than a video game. And I was like, you know what? If this gets him on it, then we're good, right? Like I get all the arguments, but I'm like, if this makes, and now look, he likes going down a bank and throwing a swim bait. He's the one I've talked about on here that likes big swim baits and messing with all that. But dude, if that in that moment makes him love fishing because it makes him more excited because he sees there's potential there, I'm all for it, man. It was very, very fun. Fake it. I said fake it till you make it, and then we got this. Well, my wife fakes it, I get out a flipping stick.
Oh Lord.
No faking it around here, Kim Ann.
Luke.
I'm just saying we don't fake.
My gosh.
We're real deal. Big guy in a little boat. I live in Lawrenceburg. Next time I see you at Laurel Hill, you can come up and say hello. Abso-freaking-lutely, man. Knock me down. Holler at me. Unless it was the day I fell in the water out there and I ran into a guy that was a lowlifer at the ramp and I was, 50-degree water dripping. And he was like, what's up, dude? And I was like, hey, man, I am not rude, but I'm going to be rude. I got to get out of the water. Are you kidding me? Give me a look when I said I'm not rude.
You are rude. You can be rude.
Huh?
You can't just say you're not rude, period. You
I'm
can
not rude to people at boat ramp. What are you talking about right now, buddy?
I'm just saying that you can be rude in life.
When?
How long's this show?
Well, that's it for the triple threat, ladies and gentlemen. Damn. You come say hey to me any damn time and don't listen to my wife.
And if he's rude, message me.
Don't message her.
Message me.
Don't. Golly bum, dude. My boater in the regional is fishing in PFL next year. Oh, Hunter right here. Hunter, I did Hank Parker's an amazing individual, and I've only been in the same space as him about 3 or 4 times in my life, but he's great, man. Storyteller. And I've seen clips of that. I've not seen the entire thing, but I need to do that. I can't. Honesty is not rude. Yeah. Luke about to be faking it in the doghouse. Honesty is not rude. It's not. I can't help it that you can't handle the truth, you know?
Honey.
He just hit her with Buddy. Luke puts a shovel down. Y'all don't even y'all have no idea. Lord have mercy.
The passion in this house. They don't even know.
Hey, Randy, Garmin Live Scope is wonderful. Luke is not rude. Luke is the man. Thank you, James. Take that. Triple threat from James Mims. A loyal low-lifer.
Who doesn't live with you? I mean, I live here.
You've been here a long time, dude. You like it. Obviously. You're still here.
What?
There have been questionable moments. You're still here. There were moments I didn't think you would still be here, and you're still here. Look at us. August will be 10 years we'll be married.
Ooh.
I know. She looks at me the other day and she goes, you better take me on some big ass trip somewhere. And I'm like,
I'm planning it.
I'm like, well, where's that? Like Panama City? Like, where are we going? She's like, Italy. I'm like, what? I don't know what you
So when he posts,
we're not on a Jacob Wheeler budget.
when he posts the pictures from our Italy trip, y'all know that.
Y'all know I lost and I'm in debt further than I already am being married to the triple threat.
When I get my new car, y'all know I won.
Scott Easel says, give the floor to the triple threat and let's hear the dirt. What dirt do you have? What is something that you think, God, that the low lifer should know about me that they don't know? I'm always about honesty. We're an hour and 15 in.
I was just fixing to skirt.
I know that.
Yeah, I was late.
We're not far from rapping. Careful.
No,
I'm just kidding. No, you have the floor.
No, I think that you work very hard at everything you do. You give 110%. You are pulled in a million directions. And I think that sometimes when you're perceived as rude,
No, buddy. You said rude.
I think a lot of times people just don't know how many irons you have in the fire. And you don't mean to like not text back or not call back or answer a message or whatever.
Yeah.
And I
get way behind on like DMs.
Yeah, you do. And you do try.
And emails.
Like I'm laying in bed when he's trying to like catch that up because he does try.
Yeah.
But it's hard.
I appreciate you saying that. Nice things about me.
Yeah. And
well, and again, going back, not to cut you off, but
he cut me off.
But I cut you off. I say that all the time on the show. Everybody that watches knows that. I'm like, not to cut you off, but
y'all comment, stop talking when your guests are talking. Go ahead.
I swear to God, Melissa.
Go ahead.
I'm the host of the show.
I'm the star guest.
Oh my God, you just called yourself a star?
Star guest.
You just lost every bit of credibility.
All up that you had this spectacular guest.
I did, and you've killed it. Look, you've had 400,000 people on here all night long.
Back to your point.
No, but I think that was another thing, like going back to the Jacob Fouts thing earlier, that where I personally take a offense to somebody that's like, I can't believe people don't just hand me money, is that I have 4 jobs. And it's not necessarily that we have to have the 4 jobs, but you know what I'm saying? Like you get in what you put in, right? And I think that that's for me, but I do appreciate you saying that because I do have a lot of irons in the fire, and even more
And our
next
and our
year.
household is crazy, and our lives are crazy.
Yeah,
and
let's
our-
talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. To end the show, let's talk about Triple Threat as a country girl. People are talking about Triple Threat versus Trait. Who wins? Let me tell you something. All right. I love the Zaldanes. Trait don't want this smoke.
Don't get me in some
Trait
sort of-
don't want Mama a 5 smoke. Trust me. I like Trait. Trait's good at talking. She don't want this woman will go jungle cat crazy on your ass. And I love me some Trait. I love Chris and Trait. Fine people. I'm just saying, if we compare them, we've talked toddler fighting. We get the Triple Threat versus Trait. It ain't gonna be good.
Not versus anyone.
She's never even met Trait. She don't even know what I'm talking about.
Unless
But
she wants
that's
to arm wrestle. I'm just kidding.
yeah, but Bristol arm wrestle her ass into the ground, son. Boats and pros with Hallman would be fun. Cutting off the Triple Threat is just rude. Good morning from
Rude.
Dublin, Ireland. Let's
Ooh,
go.
I could put that on our list.
I would go to
I'm
Ireland.
planning a trip.
Trait's a liability. I don't know, man. Trait speaks from, I mean, I'm glad she finally has her own podcast because she wanted one for a very long time, man. Like she and I've had some lengthy conversations about stuff, and she's very plugged into what's going on. I'll say that. But you know, Chris just kind of shakes his head like Marissa does at me.
Now,
you know?
and I will say, like, as far as there are lots of wives in this industry who are very knowledgeable about things going on and keep up.
What's
and
their life? Yes, they're
very immersed into their spouse's stuff.
fishing. Yeah.
And I'm not. Like, I have a career.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Yeah,
I
Marissa's
have
her
my
own
own
triple.
identity,
Yeah, triple T.
And I do stuff, and we come together, and you have your stuff and I have my stuff. But
It takes a lot to keep this travel. There's a reason I named the YouTube channel The Traveling Circus forever ago, and it wasn't, I mean, being funny necessarily.
Oh,
like
yeah.
our life is crazy, man.
Crazy.
Like it is. We have, Marissa has 3 kids. I have 2 that we brought into the marriage together. Going on, it'll be August. This coming in 2024 will be 10 years of it, and we have 4 boys. And y'all hear me talk about my 2 a lot. You hear me talk about Charlie and Wes and Harper a lot as well. Harper used to do the show a lot. We need to have a Harper
when y'all would do the
return
urban,
of Harper. Yeah, the Urban Dictionary word of the day.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
with
yeah,
Harper.
we are. I mean,
It's
literally
crazy though.
sitting at the table tonight, I was like, "Hey, opening basketball games Thursday night," and you had committed to a podcast.
Yeah, the new Brian the Carpenter. Shout out Brian the Carpenter and Ken Duke. Bass After Dark. I committed to do that Thursday, and I'm like, oh, by the way, it's opening night of our high school.
Yeah.
We have 2 boys playing
So,
basketball.
yeah, and so
Thursday night.
like we meet in.
She's
the
my
middle.
brain.
we
Yeah,
meet-
I make
like
plans.
I'm not answering your emails, and I'm not keeping your calendar, but like,
Yeah, you're not sending emails on my behalf unless
No.
I ask you to. You've helped me a couple times.
proofread.
Yeah, you've definitely helped me proofread. But
Yeah.
I think that there's a lot that goes on behind the and again, this isn't like woe is me. We signed up for everything that we've got going, and every job that I take on that I don't know. I ask for patience sometimes with folks. Like I know I see the Boats and Pros comments, and Marissa will tell you there's nothing in this world that I want to do more than Boats and
He
Pros
could do 2
episodes.
or 2 or 3 of those a month. He
That's-
loves those.
It's my
Loves
favorite thing other than getting to work for MPFL and the Alabama Bass Trail work that I get to do. It is my favorite thing that I've ever got to do. It's very a creative outlet for me. I think they really, not because of me, but I think because of Tanner Lines and the way we shoot those, they turn out so well. It's just fun. It's fun trying to come up with the boat, but they are very expensive to film. And we basically lost funding for that.
It's just hard to coordinate.
And it is very hard to coordinate with everybody's schedules. The pros with Tanner, Tanner that shoots those Tanner Lines, and his brother Travis, they film for MPFL. Twin visuals, all the still photography you see, all the social media stuff for the most part is all Tanner and Travis. They're a 2-man team.
So talented.
And they work for Brandon Belt Fishing as well. They film for various pros like a Lee Livesey, like a Patrick Walters. So Boats and Pros is not as easy as it used to be. That is fine. Fair to say. But I do miss it, and I do want to bring it back. And I've got, if y'all just knew, like in these notebooks, the amount of ideas, and in these notes of the phone, Marissa, I'll go, oh, what about this? Yeah, the amount of ideas that I've had for so long for so many things. But
and he can spot a bad well, not bad, but a perfect boat for that. We'll be driving anywhere and be like, oh, there's a Boats and Pros boat right there.
All the time.
All the time.
I saw one coming back from the tournament with Ryder that was just in a front yard on no trailer with grass growing through it. And I was like, how cool would it be to just sit in it and film this yard of this house trailer?
Can we?
Amazing.
Can we borrow this boat?
Amazing.
We're not taking it
Highway
anywhere.
64, you know. Let's see. I did. You should do an LBL with the Alabama Bass Council. I had Slick on back earlier this summer. Let's see. Spoke to Luke a few times at a couple of classics. Very down to earth and approachable. He just beats up Clay Dyer, Bobby Baker.
Oh, please.
Whose profile picture is me body slamming like MLF. It's this wrestling picture. Has been forever.
That's as bad as
yeah. It's been there for years. It makes me laugh every time it pops up. We lost the Alamo. We did indeed. Fishing is like a casino. The house wins overall. That's true. That's a great way to look at it. It really is. And it always has been, though. That's not changing. The entry fees do get more expensive, but that's a tale as old as time in bass fishing is you going to pay to play, and the house is always going to get more than you. And then you're always going to drive home bitching about the house get more. It's the same as going to Vegas and going, ooh, look at these shiny lights. Bet we're going to win big. There are some people that probably do, but let's see. Is Luke getting lucky tonight? I mean, buddy, I'm lucky every night. I'm lucky every night. The triple threat is still here, honestly. Like, we're just being honest. She said I was hard to deal with. Concert at the Classic. Here we go. Yeah. So not ready to name the bar yet because I want to get it all officially tied down, locked down. But yes, 1,000,000%. And you're going to want to be there and you're going to want to tell your friends. But last year was Marissa we had a ball game again. To speak to the craziness, she missed one of her favorite musicians singing with her other favorite musician, her husband. Come on, girl.
Yeah.
But literally, Cody is
up there for me.
Up there. She loves her some Cody Cannon from Whiskey Myers. And I'm like, hey, I think Cody's coming. And she's like, what? And I said, yeah, I think Cody's coming to play. So I think there will be a lot of special guests next year. I'm planning some big stuff, but this past year will be very, very hard to top for me. We're going to top it though. Yeah. We're going to top it in a very cool place in Tulsa. And the Hard Rock. I wish it was going to be at the Hard Rock. It's going to be actually in Tulsa, at a music-ish venue. Trust me. And I know, and you can put two and two together here, but I know some boys from Oklahoma that might know where those some music venues are, right?
You might.
I might. We were with them the other night, weren't we?
Indeed.
Indeed we were. Last year was great, Steve. It was this year still, I guess. but this past March in Knoxville it'll be a night I'll never forget. It was I know you've heard me blabber about it a lot now, but it was such a spectacular night. And because of low-lifers, man, if you don't show up, then it's just me like trying to explain to Cody Cannon, like, I promise people listen to this. But Cody, like, to see a guy like him have so much fun at a small event like that, and to be so gracious as he goes, man, you gonna make me work tonight? So great. Such a fun night. Rick, it will not be Canes. That's been a conversation, but it will not be Canes. I think they've got I think there's a conflict that night with Canes. No, I did not get the hookup on Canes. There's been a conversation, but Canes does not have. Canes actually has another smaller bar as well, but that we've talked about. But Canes Ballroom. I wish it was on the Canes Ballroom floor. But it's going to be at a very cool spot suggested by some folks that probably know the people at Canes. We'll put it that way. Nighttime with the triple threat has been a winner. That's what we're going to call it. What's up, Rich Hellabass? It was surprising to see Joey C. I talked to Joey C. today. Called me. Joey C. jump in Knoxville. Joey and I have been planning a musical rendezvous for a long time since we fished co-owner in the FLW, and we talk about music. And Joey's wife, Gwen, she crushed it. And Joey is fishing the Classic this year, obviously, but he is trying to figure out how to be at LBL Live. And I think Gwen may come and sit in with us as well. So Tori Tucker says we got to get Cody Canada this year. Hey, like I said, stranger things have happened in life. Stranger things have happened in life. You need a Tito's sponsor with an LBL code. Dude, you ain't just kidding. God, look at our alcoholic selves looking at each other like, how can we figure that out? We would like to.
Sending it to the house.
Rich, I want to go back to your Joey while we're talking about this, all this craziness. And Rich, it's always good to see y'all. Go make sure you're following Hella Bass on some YouTube. He does some goodness on the tubes. We were talking about the Jacob Fouts thing earlier. Talking to Joey Fuentes today, which is just fun to say.
It is.
But Joey, we were talking and he's working on some things for next year, some sponsor deals, and was calling to run those by me because we've bounced things like that off of each other in the past. And he said, damn, dude, I'm having to work at it. He won 2 Elite Series this year. So when you're a guy that's like, man, I should just be getting this because I'm at this level, that perception, like Joey, that ain't easy to do. Rookie of the Year, 2 Elite Series, and they're not beating his door down. They're just not. And he's got that badass cowboy hat. So I just want to say that. Thanks, Rich, for the mention there on the Joey C. That reminded me that I meant to make that point earlier in the show. Second guest on the bar venue, the Mercury Lounge. Not the Mercury Lounge either. I think the Mercury Lounge is too small from what I've been told for what we're trying to do. Visor Gang. I'd like to see Kyle Welcher win the Classic. I feel like he's right on the cusp of that for sure. What a good dude he is. Trade is great. You guys are killing it, but it's about 7:30. You're going to have to head to Kayak Bass. Oh, tell my boy Lambert I said to shut up. It's the first thing you do. When you get in the comments over there, you tell Lambert I said that I'll punch him right square in the mouth. But don't, because he's a big old boy.
Fight Club.
Guys, we're going to wind it down. I just got to get Joey to untuck his shirt. Joey C, yeah, I'm with that. Need a little Debbie sponsorship. Dude, my buddy Justin Martin got one.
We don't need them.
Shout out Duck Commander Justin Martin for the Duck Call Room podcast. They got sponsored by Little Debbie. Now, look at this.
Don't.
We are sponsored by Little Debbie. I am.
We're paying the sponsorship.
We're paying for the sponsorship. That's like some of them deals you see people like, I'm sponsored by such and such. No, you paying for that product and promoting it. That's how I am with Little Debs. I'm going to put that in my Instagram's bio. Little Debbie sponsored. I am. Rich says, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Duncan has performed from the Watson Hallman hot tub from Tulsa. That sounds disgusting.
I wouldn't get in that either. Ever. Like ever.
I mean, maybe with Hallman, but not with James.
I'm not getting
anywhere near water of any kind with James. Jesus.
Not getting in that.
Christmas Tree Cake City. Hang some Christmas lights. Okay. And a banner in the bar and grill. I'm with it. Stick. Are you making lawyered up lowlifer? We're going to have some lowlifer merch next year. I promise. We're working on it. Hunt Brothers pizza sponsorship. Dude, listen, gas station food, again, sponsored by the Quick Mart.
Matt.
What? It's my abs, girl.
Stop.
You know what it is.
Oh, man.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging in here. The comments have been absolutely just a great time. I think it was the triple threat. Round of applause for the triple threat. She said, I'm only going to hang on there for like 20 minutes. And then here you are.
I didn't know how to leave. I didn't know.
You could have just stormed off at any point, honey, but you didn't. You didn't. And for that, I'm thankful. Anything you'd like to say in closing? You'd like to thank any sponsors? Anything? You got anything you want to say? Anything you want to plug? Your Christmas cards you're working on?
I said to stop that. No.
No? That was anticlimactic. We'll take y'all out with some Biloxi Blues. As always, this will be up in an audio form if you want to listen to this madness again in the morning for some reason. Well, there are people that don't YouTubes, so they do the.
They need to know that it's not normal and regular.
It's definitely not old regular. That is for sure. There's nothing regular about this. I do miss the lives, and I promise you. How's the heart? We'll end with that. The heart is good. The heart is. We survived that. It was some scary few months really that we dealt with that. I've had zero pain and probably the last, I'd say like 60 days since I've had any kind of, it was still back and forth a little bit, but like 60 days, haven't had any pain. So I really appreciate you asking that question. Marissa, you've got one job. Plug Tito's. We'd like to thank Tito's.
We'd like to thank Tito's for this marriage lasting almost 10 years. No.
Take you out with some Blacks and Blues. That's about all I got on that. I can't top that. Thank y'all. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see y'all next week. Holy mom.
Never could make it last. Spanish moss, a Civil War ghost. Well, I'm gonna leave them in the past. Any direction, Lord, I'll be fine. It don't matter east or west, north, south.